Inazuma 11 Victory Road is getting an update to its beta, which is going to add in some new content, as well as fix a bunch of issues that we have with the game in its current form, and make various other changes to make it a better experience. And this is a page basically detailing what they're going to change, what they're going to fix, and what they're going to add. Now, this page has existed in Japanese for a little bit now, for like a couple days, but I didn't want to cover it then because I didn't want to try and just Google Translate it, and you know, if I'm going to actually comment on these changes and say what I think about them and try and analyze them, I don't just want that to be a Google Translate. Like, that's fine for initial, like for an initial reaction video, like we did to Pega-chan's tweet, but for something that I would like this, which I hope is going to be a little bit more in depth, then, you know what I mean, I should wait until it's their official translation, and here it is. Now, I will say, I've had a brief look through, and I think Level 5 really need to up their game with these translations. I mean, there's some images here, like, take this image, for instance, which is in Japanese. We've seen this image. I think the Thug C was different in the image we saw, so maybe that's why they've gone for the Japanese one, so that it's more up-to-date. But we've seen this image before, basically, in English, in the last like, beta trailer. So why is it on Japanese? In the website, some of the images are in English, like these ones, but then these ones, this is just an image of text. This is just text, but it's Japanese, and so we can't understand it. This, Japanese, even though this is basically, we already have a lot of this information. Why does this need, I don't get why this needs to be Japanese. I just can't comprehend why they can't, why if they're going to release the single English translation, why they can't put it in English. I don't know. I don't know, maybe I'm missing something, but to me it just feels like now it's a lot harder to try and understand this document properly when it really shouldn't be. Anyway, let's take a proper look through, let's analyze, let's talk. Thank you for playing the Inazuma 11 Worldwide Beta Test Demo. Yeah, we know, we plan to make the following adjustments in the upcoming version 1.1.0 update, unlocking story mode and more, scheduled for early May 2024. I'm so confused why it's version 1.1 and why it's not version 2. I wonder if that like hints at a possible version 2 down the line, or is version 2 the full game? I don't know. Anyway, so we know obviously we know this is early May, and we know that we're getting story mode with Destin Billows, brilliant name. The first chapter tailored for the demo version, You Can Play Football, will be playable, and we can take a quick look through the images here. Like, what's this? Just a map, nice. Destin Billows chilling. Obviously the focus, not the focus battle. Sorry, this is like the story battles. I can't remember what the name for it is. What is it? I can't remember the name. But you know, like where you basically just fight people one-on-one. And then Enduharu is here. Great. Addition of the theater. The theater on the title menu will be unlocked, allowing you to replay scenes you have previously discovered. In the demo, only the endings of each mode will be available. So I'm pretty sure that's the end. Like when it says multiple endings, it doesn't mean multiple endings in the story mode, I don't think. More so than it means like you're going to get one ending for beating Godhood Alias, one ending for beating Legendary Alias, and one ending for beating the story mode. I think, like the story mode chapter 1. I think that's what that means. Implementation of a penalty for improper disconnects. Any player who disconnects improperly will automatically lose, and the opponent will be awarded the victory. I'm assuming then that that's going to affect like ranking. I assume that means that you get ranking. I assume. But it doesn't seem like, if we go down to the concede function, we'll look briefly back at this in a sec. But I just remember seeing this and seeing that you don't get experience points if it ends due to conceding, which I guess makes sense. But it does mean that if you determine there's no chance of winning, you'll be able to end the match at any point. Which means that you can just fall, like, you know what I mean? There's still no real penalty for, from what I can tell, there's no penalty for, like, disconnecting, like, in this way. So, as much as improper disconnects have obviously been fixed, because the player who did not disconnect will be able to get the items, and you get, you automatically win, obviously, which I assume affects your ranking. You can just concede, like, if you're losing, and you'll be fine. So, from the looks of things, maybe, I'm hoping what it's going to be is that it still affects your ranking, because that's the main thing. If there's no downside to just disconnecting, people are going to, you know what I mean, to conceding, people are going to do that. And that's going to be a valid way of keeping your rank. So, I hope they fix that. Measures against lag in online matches. The amount of data transmit will be reduced to about 10%. Don't know what that means. I don't know why I was doing this for over the head. Don't know what that means. We have optimized the program to be more resilient against lag. Cool. If it runs better, it runs better. That's awesome. Revamping the UI for training characters move players in Team Dock, and other commands will be removed from the Team Dock menu. These functions will be consolidated into the training menu. Sick. Would have loved to have seen that. I don't know what this means. It's smaller. Cool. No, I think this is really smart to have it all in kind of one menu. Like, obviously, that makes so much sense when you say it out loud. Why is it that you've got to go to move players into Team Docks and then go into training if you want to just like look at their stats or whatever? Like, looking at stats is so inconvenient when you're trying to move the players around. So, cool. Great. Addition of match history. This is such a cute one, but I really like it. Like, this is just, who is scoring 12 goals in one match? That is a breach team. Implementation of the advantage judge setting. If you want to avoid the game ending in a tie, you'll be able to use advantage judge to determine the outcome. That's really cute, and I really like it. I really like this. It's basically if you're like in a lobby and you're like, oh, I want to make it so we can't tie, which is great for tournaments, then you can turn this on and you get points depending on how you perform, and the person who gets the most points wins. That's really cute. Like, I just really like that. I think that's a really cute idea. So I'm on board. I'm curious what these are going to mean. Like, you don't mean it would be great to see what they mean, but I'm really excited about that. Also, that's the Nagamahara icon. Huh. Are we going to be able to use that? I assume so, in the beta. During the halftime break, the intermediate log will display the number of shots. Oh, cute. And the focus victories is like the main thing. So it shows the amount of like focus battles that you win. That's really cute. Build type icons. A lot of this is just like cute. You know what I mean? Cute little features. Build type icons will be displayed in the passive description section, making it easier for more casual players to understand team build strategies. Okay. I mean, again, I feel like it's slightly hard to see. But we can see here, justice, rough play, bond, counter, tension, breach. Okay, so I'm assuming that's to do with, like, the passives. So on each passive, it'll have, like, the, like, little icon, I assume. So you can get a quick understanding of your, like, what kind of team you're building. Cool. Change to uniform setting UI. When purchasing and changing uniforms, you'll be able to see them on the character models. That's really cool. I don't know, I really like that. I really like that, like how that looks. And again, it's one of those changes where it's like, yeah, that makes so much sense. Love it. Fix an error with the duration of tactics effects. The effects timer will no longer stop during zone and focus. Sick. Basically, the effect time will continue while the player can move their characters. The effect, yeah. Okay, sick. So tactics will be shorter. AI tutorial. A lower difficulty AI will play against players who have not yet completed tutorial conditions. And once you clear the tutorial quests, which we can see here, the tutorial AI will be turned off. Sick. So I'm assuming that's to make it easier for players to understand the game. Solving the issues of bots being too strong initially. While the tutorial AI is active, the bots will not use tactics and will take longer for you to shoot. Sick. So for new people, like I don't know, if my dad starts playing the game, which I think he wants to when it comes out on Steam, then he can, and it's going to be less difficult. Sick. That's great to know. And the tutorial videos will be changed to small videos plus tech sheets. Yeah? Yeah? That makes sense rather than like some guy shouting at you. Changes to the UI for special move commands, icons for long shot and split shot. But that's brilliant. Yes. A position icon will be out in front of each special move, making it clear when you can use them. Brilliant. See, a lot of stuff like this, smart. Smart stuff. Also, that's Sakurazaki up there. In it, that's Big Man Sakurazaki. And I am assuming this means that we can use the story mode character. That's cool art. I swear we're using the three, like with us, it's like when you play the beta, it's 3D models. Am I going insane? I don't know. But I'm hoping that means, and oh my god, Unmei. I'm hoping that in the beta we can start using like Sakurazaki and stuff once we complete Chapter 1. That would be really cool. Imagine it's like a cute little thing. That'd be so cool. Characters no longer commit blatant offside offenses. Yes! Adjusting the AI to be less prone to offside positions. The offside rule will be enabled. Let's go! We have offsides back. New information display and confirmation options. Display effects duration. Displays effects duration for tactics and super. Oh, okay, so it shows you. Oh, and both sides can be called up to check the remaining time using the L button. 6, so you can check how long both your tactics have left and your opponent's tactics. Again, makes sense. Changes to defensive character switching. Changes the display of character switching when defending. Sick, and the display will change from a circle to a vector. I think this doesn't exactly show me what I'm on about, but I think I like it. I like the idea of the change. I think character switching is really bad in the game, and so fixing that makes a lot of sense. New action through pass. By holding down the B button, you'll be able to adjust the direction of your pass, enabling what is commonly known as a through pass. awesome. Again, passing is one of those things I do think should be better in the game, so I love that. Boots. Sick. That's a great change. That's such a cute change. Basically just making the boots you actually give them are the boots they wear. I love that. Changes to the calculation and display of breach and save. So we know that the changes to the timing of the necessary tension check for breach and save. So we know that that's true. We know that, why am I saying that? We know that that's true. We know that that was the case, that this was going to happen. And that what it does now is it checks your tension for breach before you use the move. Now it's going to be that it checks the tension after the move. So you've got to have a certain amount of tension to do a breach. So if it's going to, you know what I mean? If that move that you're using takes up too much tension to where you can't get a breach anymore, that's actually going to happen now, rather than it being like, oh, you have full tension, and before you use your move, you got to use a breach. Sick. And major changes to the calculations of breaches. Breach will be modified to convert the percentage of tension into proportional damage to keeper power. So breach will reduce KP by the same percentage as there is tension left in the tension gauge. At that time, the opposing keeper will suffer KP damage equal to the combined total of shot attack and breach damage. Tension converted into KP. So it's just a boost rather than a full-on instant kill. Love that. Tension converted into KP damage by a breach will be consumed. And again, okay, so you can't just not use a special move and then, because you were like, you know what I mean? And I guess you can just not use special moves, and that is still a valid tactic for breaching, but it's not as powerful, so I don't mind that. I don't mind that. Maybe I'll make another video going into this like fully in depth and like the pros and cons. But I think from the sounds of things, at the very least, I like the fact they are trying to nerf it, and I hope it works. But I'll be honest, I'm still slightly pessimistic, because it just, again, seems like it's something that people are going to exploit to not want to use special moves, which kind of defeats the point of Inazuma 11. But I like the sound of it. Adjustments to Invincible Keeper, so it just takes less time, and it once a shot is stopped, the effect will expire. Perfect. Second, you stop a shot with Invincible Keeper, your Invincible Keeper disappears. Perfect. Changes to Lucky Fever specifications. Add an effect that affects both breach and save by 10%. Opponent breach rate minus 10%. Sick. So it's not changing your breach rate, because that would have been a bit OP. It's changing the opponent's breach rate. Love that. Changes to messages shown during ranked matching. The matchmaking status will be displayed, making the process easier to understand. Oh, cool. There's like a little loading thing. Cute. Display of level difference bonus. Okay, so it just shows like the level difference, I guess. That's cool. Well, what's the level difference bonus? I don't know. But I like it. It looked cute idea, I'm going to say. Other adjustments. The sorting settings. This is the greatest one in the world. Having your spirits, like, in a way, like, because you can sort them, obviously, from, like, best to worst spirits, like the advanced spirits to the growing spirits or whatever. But having that save itself so that you can, like, not have to do it every time, beautiful. The confirmation requirement for spectators during lobby matches will be removed. Again, beautiful. And this is the best one for streamers. An option to hide passwords in lobby matches will be added. That's brilliant. That's great. I love that. Default cursor position inside the frame during shot chain and similar actions. During shot chain events, many players fail to notice that the cursor had shifted away from the goal frame, preventing them from pressing the skill button. To address this issue, the default position of the cursor for the second and subsequent shooters in the chain will always be adjusted to always start within the goal frame. Now, I think this is fixing a bug where it's like you do a shot chain, but your player doesn't, like, for some reason doesn't face the goal, so you're just kind of stuck in purgatory, not being able to actually pull off the shot chain, which if they're fixing that, brilliant. That's exactly what I want. I think that's a really annoying bug, and so fixing bugs like that, I think, is a brilliant step. And then challenge the Alias Masters Legendary Hero difficulty. So this is just like a harder difficulty. You only, I think, get 3 times a day to challenge them, which is cool. Accompanied by the addition of new special moves. Love that. Curious which ones we're going to get, but very excited about that. It's just nice to have a harder thing to do on single player. And I assume this will be a great way to, like, grind up players, potentially. Because if, you know what I mean, if the amount of experience you get for it, I imagine it'll be a really good way to, like, grind up your lower level players. You can communicate using stamps during matches and within the match lobby. Please say this one for go fuck yourself. I love it. Cute. Addition of a landing motion. Again, cute. I think there's just some new animations. Like, there's also, there's got some goal celebration ones, which we'll have a look at in a sec. And ball rotation in the goal net. Like, that's just all cute. What was this? Cross-save interface. Love that. I definitely think that should be a thing. And the experience points you can earn in bot battles will be doubled. Again, also think that should be a thing, because right now doing single player matches by yourself is really depressing. Love that though. Tension display during spectating. The tension levels of both players will be displayed on the spectating screen. That is a really good change. One I would kind of like to see just generally, but I guess I understand why. Like, you can't do that if you're the one actually playing in the match, but I think it's a really good change. During a defensive zone, you'll be able to switch control to the goalkeeper. You'll be able to switch... Oh, you can control the, like, where the goalkeeper moves? Huh. I think I like that, but I'm curious how that's actually going to work. That feels like it's completely changing the feature. But I don't know. But I'm curious. I have no idea with that one. I'll be honest, absolutely no idea. On some kits, the character's name will be displayed above the jersey number. So as we can see, there's like an Amori, Endo. Cool. Again, it's cute. Addition of more goal celebration types. We've got some new goal celebrations. Also, our first images of Beta in the beta, which is cool. Let's go. Looks cool. Who remembered that Kevin is in the beta? Not me. Addition of pass mode, kick mode, toggle feature. Train system so you can toggle between pass mode and kick mode by pressing ZL button. Kick power lines will start from a somewhat extended state, proving the ease of switching to kick mode. I'm not entirely sure what this means, so look at it and figure out for yourself. What's kick mode in this sense? Because I get kick mode in terms of zone, but I'm not sure what kick mode is in terms of this, unless it's like just longer pass. And so you're just switching between short pass and long pass. I don't know. When a goal is scored, the ball will continue to rotate the net. We know that one. Translation quality improvement. Sick. That's great. I know that the quality of translations, especially for languages that weren't English, were quite poor. So that's brilliant. New content for competition mode. Obviously beta. And the addition of the Protocol Omega 2.0 kit. Such a random Pacific one. And we do get confirmation that there will be new special moves for beta, which is cool. So I'm going to say it's the Fission and Fusion and the Spin Out. Those are my... Actually, I think it's going to be Fission and Fusion and Illusion Ball. Those are my final picks. And bug fixes. Fixed a bug where characters were not involved in the duel facing irrelevant directions during a scramble. Great. Fixed a bug where players do not actively go to retrieve the ball when it drops between them. Great. And other minor bugs will be bugs will be fixed. Love it. This all sounds really positive. I'm really excited about it. There are a few things that I'm thinking, is that really going to fix it? Or a few issues where I definitely think they could address that they haven't yet. But as a start, I think this is really positive, and it does show that eager to change. Is this going to be too much change in terms of some of the features being changed a bit too much? We'll see. But right now, I'm positive about it, and I hope you guys are too. Let me know down in the comments below, and make sure you have a lovely rest of your day. Give me a like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed. And I'll see you guys soon. Goodbye.